Hello. We're going to be working on radians today. There's not too much going on on the SAT in terms of radians, but there's a little bit, and it's really easy. So you'll be happy to know that. So we're going to go to test 2, section 3, number 19, and I've drawn out the picture already for you, and we'll read. It says, in the XY plane above, O is the center of the circle, and the measure of AOB is pi over A radians. What is the value of A? So we've got angle AOB, and that's pi over A radians. Now, a couple of things, all right? First thing I want you to know about radians is that whenever you see the word radians, this is what you're going to be thinking. Pi radians equals 180 degrees. Also, 2 pi radians equals 360. Okay, so those 2 bits of information, boy, my writing is really bad today. Those 2 bits of information are the important parts of radian questions. All right, now let's look further at this problem. We have point A at root 3, 1. So that means, well, first of all, as soon as you see the root 3, you should be thinking, 30, 60, 90 triangles, because I asked you to know your special triangles, and you really should. And the 30, 60, 90 triangles have corresponding sides of 1, root 3, and 2. So we think about the triangle, so we drop a line. Now we know that this point, we'll just call this C. We know that OC is going to be root 3, and AC is going to be 1 because of just those coordinates. Okay, great. Now we also can tell that the hypotenuse, right, because we've dropped a straight line, so it's a right angle. We know the hypotenuse, or OA, is going to be 2. Okay, great. Now let's see, what is the question asking? The value of A. All right, now because we have, well, we'll look at over here. The side opposite the 30-degree angle is 1. So AOC is our 30-degree angle. Okay, so now we come back over to up here to this AOB equals pi over A radians. Well, we now know AOB is 30 degrees. So 30 degrees equals pi or 180 degrees. We're going to put this whole equation in form of degrees over A. And if you like, we could do that. All right, and then we can cross multiply. Remember when we've got an equal sign in the middle and one fraction on the left and one fraction on the right, we cross multiply. We get 30A equals 180. Divide out that 30. Divide out that 30. If it helps you to get rid of the zeros, that's great. 18 divided by 3 is 6. A is 6, and that is the answer. Okay, so basically, all you need to know is that pi radians equals 180 degrees. And then whenever you see the pi, when it's in terms of radians, you substitute 180 in for that pi. Okay, that is the only question on tests 1 and 2 that concern radians. But I do want to go over another type of question, so you are prepared. All right, so let's say they tell you that there's a circle. There's always a circle. And they could give you the circle, or maybe they don't. Okay, and there's a central angle, and we'll call it AOB again. Okay, and then we say this angle here is, we'll just call that X for our purposes. X equals, let's say it's 5 pi over 4 radians. All right, and then the question may say, the area I'll go use a different color. The area in here is what fraction of the area of the entire circle. Okay, now, remember there's another, actually there were a couple of other videos in which I talked about this fraction, the part over the whole. Now this comes in, right? Because we know that this angle, which forms this particular sector that's shaded, is 5 pi over 4. So that part, we're going to say, is 5 pi over 4. Now, what is the whole in terms of radians? Remember, I said up here, 2 pi radians equals 360 degrees. Well, a circle is also equal to 360 degrees. So the whole in terms of radians is 2 pi. Okay, so the way we deal with that, remember that we cannot divide fractions. We multiply and we put one on top of the other. I mean, we take the reciprocal is what I meant, and multiply it. And we get 5 pi over 8 pi. The pi's can cancel out, and we just get 5/8. So this area is 5/8 of the area of the entire circle. Okay, so that's what it could look like. And by the way, if you did this on your calculator and it got you a decimal, this would be 0.625. That's fine. Either one, the fraction or the decimal, both work. Okay, what else can I tell you about this? Pretty much the only other kind of question, well, no, actually, they might say something like there's a 720-degree angle, and the number of radians is a pi radians. Okay, so those two are equal. What do? The same exact thing. Wherever you see pi radians, you just substitute 180 in for it. So this would be 720 equals 180a, and then you divide out the 180, and you get, I'm going to do it over here, you get a equals 4, and that would be your answer. But either way, these are different types of questions, but it's all the same strategy. Okay, kiddo, that's all I got. You take care.